Shalom, family. For the ones that's gonna get on and the ones that's gonna watch this later, shalom, shalom. Lord willing, this is edifying and straight to the point, like I always say. Shalom, shalom. Hold on 1 second. I'm almost done. Gotta make sure everything is good in the background. Beam bop boom bop pow. Again, shalom. Okay, before we start, let's give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Badash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, Lord willing that you all can continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwat Yom, believers of his faith and his truth. Lord willing you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving, a silent, and virtuous wife. And Lord willing the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. You see the title. Y'all might not believe, but a flood is coming. The beast system is against the elect. It's truly against Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, but it's against the elect. That is against the elect, right? The elect that the Lord is allowing to endure in this thing that's still on the earth, even though it's some in the spiritual world with the Heavenly Father and the Son. The elect, this beast system is against you. And the thought of a flood coming goes back into the time of when Rome was falling and they were persecuting the Christians, which are Israelites at the time, when Nero lied and said that the Christians burned down Rome. But this is the persecution truly when in the time of Vespasian and Titus was destroying the temple in Jerusalem, and 1 million Jews, right, fled to the African mountains, right? You can find more history in it in Babylon and Timbuktu in other books too, right? So again, this is inspired by the thought of what happened in the time when Jerusalem fell in 69-70 AD, in the time of Vespasian and his son Titus, right? And Lord willing, this is edifying because history is merely repeating itself, right? That goes to Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter, verse 9, KJV, NLT. NLT, it says, history is merely repeating itself. And this new Rome 2.0 military might is better than the ancient military might. It still has the same ideas, thoughts, just like the Assyrian, but they have new weapons that ancient Rome did not have. The guns, grenades, missiles, nukes, and even more technology, right? They can scan, they can find out where planes is at on radar, and even more, they can look through your phone, your laptop. If they want to find you, they can find you, right? If they really want you, they can find you. How you think they find Jake? Even though Jake is on social media everywhere, they can just trace your social security, your email address, wherever your name is ran, and they can find you, right? We're in a controlled system, right? So Lord willing, this is edifying, and Lord willing, other precepts come to mind. I'm still in another, tip, from the apostles, writing these things down, got these precepts ready. So Lord willing, we can go into these right here. And Lord willing, it's edifying. To the ones that don't believe, I am not talking to you. For the ones that maybe never heard this or have any understanding on it, Lord willing, you can grab your pen and some paper. Lord willing, this is not too long, but even more, we could go more in depth into history in the time of when, the Jews was fleeing the persecution of Rome in the time of 69 and 70 AD. But this is just to bring into fruition the modern day beast system that we're in right now, right? So let's get into it. We're going to go to Revelations, the 12th chapter. And we're reading from 13 to 17. Salaki family. I had wrote something incorrectly right here. So this is Revelations, the 12th chapter, verse 13 to 17. Let me turn this down so you don't have none of that extra gimmicks. So this is Revelations, the 12th chapter, verse 13. This goes into the dragon's persecution of the woman, right? The woman is really going into Israel, but in a more example, going into Mary, because when you go further into verse 1 to 6, of course, it was truly dealing with, the seed of Yahushai during the time of Herod, that was trying to get the Son of Man, but couldn't get him, and kill all the sons from Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That's what it's really going into. So this is the same dragon that's persecuting the woman, but the seed of the woman, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So this Revelations 12 and 13, it says, when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child, talking about Yahushai. But to sum it up, it's really talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? But it's all dealing with Yahushai. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and a half of time from the face of the serpent. That serpent goes back to the serpent in Genesis, which is really dealing with Esau. When we're dealing with the dragon, we're dealing with Rome. When you go back to the top of this chapter, Revelations 12, verse 3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. So the red is giving you identifying this dragon is Rome, but the red goes back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, dealing with Esau. Because as a nation, Esau as a nation through the scriptures was known as being red, or being identified as red. And the dragon represents Rome, right? So back to 14, where it says, she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And this is really talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and they fled into the wilderness of Africa, right? Because you got Israel, they went through Egypt, and they went down into Africa. Verse 16, and the earth helping the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth, right? The Israelites were swallowed up in the surrounding areas of Africa. Not talking about trees, not talking about the earth. The earth swallowed them, because you got to know, John the Revelator is having a vision. And we, just like going back to the time of Egypt, even in the time of when Jeroboam was fleeing from Solomon to Egypt, we was looking like the Egyptians, right? When you go into Joseph and Mary going to Egypt, right? They were blending, they looked at like the people. So really we're swallowed up by the community of the people, because they look like us, we look like them. I mean, but it's still a difference between, the full blown the descendants of Ham, right? In all nations is a full difference, right? So verse 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach, right? And this was the reason why this dragon sent the flood, because of the testimony of Hamashiach Yahushua and those that was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? When we go into like certain history, like when the Edomites started ruling the Greek captivity, and when the wicked root started to rise, Antiochus Epiphanes, he was ordering that everybody be Hellenized on a higher level, where you leave your laws and your customs. They didn't want you to be called no Jew. So when we go into the Roman captivity, you even had like Pharisees and people in a high position. They didn't want the uproar of the name of Yahushua, right? Because they were going to lose their position in this thing. But you can't stop this truth, right? But when the temple, when that flood came, that was really orchestrating 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter. I mean, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Right, let me get it real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right? The true falling away was in the time of Rome, when during the time, probably like around 58 AD all the way to 70 AD, when we were fully fled from our land to get swallowed up in the wilderness of Africa. That was the falling away, because as soon as we went into the African mountains, the truth started to take a huge decline. And John the Revelator later on was the last apostle, and it was over after that. Now we're in this time, leading to the rest of what we're going to bring out. We're in the time of the man of sin being revealed, the son of perdition. Esau, right? The same nation that was ruling in Rome, right? After they removed the Japhites, because the Japhites was the real Romans in like way in the beginning of the Greek Empire, right? Way in the beginning, because that's Japheth's area. But when migration, Esau going here and there, eventually, especially battling with the Greeks, Esau over consumed that land, and then eventually the Romans became Edomites, right? To fulfill prophecies of the fourth beast, let alone to fulfill the time of Yahushua. Because when Yahushua was on the earth, the Romans were ruling, and these were Edomites, right? So now we're in a time of the man of sin being revealed, which is Esau. Right now, today, right? He's being revealed. Because even in the time of Yahushua, it was about the good news. After Yahushua, it was the good news and spreading the words to the Gentiles, right? And reestablishing the 7 churches. We're in the time of revealing the son of perdition right now, right? So let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Lord willing, y'all, everything I said makes sense to y'all. And if it don't, hey, it wasn't for you. literally you can, pause this and then play it back, just if you missed anything. Gotta go to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, and this is what it reads. It says, "For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Now we're already in the time of the man of sin being revealed. But for the time of this flood, for this time, like in that time they had that flood, but in this time we're going to have a flood, right? It's not a literal flood, but you're going to have a flood of being persecuted for this truth, right? You're going to be forced to either take this MOTB, where it has to be a flood, because how are the men of the Lord going to get martyred for not taking it? How are you going to get kicked out of your house in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, what we're going to get in, in a few minutes, right? It's going to be a flood. Esau is going to send that authority to come and get those that still fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Because Esau want everybody on the earth to fear him. When we go back to 2 Thessalonians, this is why he tried to paint himself like he's the Heavenly Father and he's the Son of the Most High, or he's the angels, right? He wants the world to fear him, starting with you Israelites. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 4. "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, and that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." So when you go and line up certain history, when you look at the Vatican, right? When you go into Revelations, I believe that's the 16th chapter, and we're gonna go back to that. We gotta dissect this thing, man. Right? When you go back to the 2nd Thessalonians, hold on, let me get this Revelations, the 16th chapter, so I'm not sounding crazy. Okay, right here. This is Revelations, the 16th chapter. I'll just start at 12, but the point is 13. It says, "And the 6th angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs out of the mouth of the dragon." Again, who is the dragon? Rome. But now we're not in ancient Rome. We're in the modern Rome 2.0. We're in the little horn in Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 8. Go read it. If it's a brother that's in here that's like-minded, I really prefer brothers that's watching Great Millstone to drop the comment. Drop the precept. But if you on here, drop Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 8. The little horn is America, right? So when it says 3 unclean spirits like frogs out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. The false prophet is the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. Then you have another unclean spirit, which is the military might, which is America, right? DC, in better terms, DC. And then you have the financial unclean spirit, which is London, right? And this is how the seven heads, the 10 horns, and that whore are going to move with the military might, with the finance, and the false prophet, right? You can't, they get butthurt if you speak anything about them small hat juju beings, or if you speak about the Vatican, right? And everything stems when it comes to legislations, because you got to know America is just like ancient Rome, church and state, right? So verse 14, it says, "For they are the spirit of devils," right? A liar, manipulator, and deceiver. So when we go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God," right? And really, the children of Israel, right? We're called by the name of the Lord, but you even have the Pope that, I think when I was young, where he said, don't pray to Jesus for forgiveness. You should be praying to me for forgiveness. He feel like he is the second or third in command, right? Under the Heavenly Father and I believe the Son. Or I forgot, I remember, but I know that he feels like he is, out of every human on the earth, he is the top dog on the earth, right? That's why a lot of information goes through the Vatican, right? It says, or that is worship, right? And what do people do when they go to the Vatican? You know, he's worship. People in America or Britain, wherever he go, he is worship. Worship even goes into obey or kneel, like you bow the knee to, right? And it says, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And who is sitting in these temples? Let alone, even in the time of the Renaissance, they put that damn Caesar Borgia picture. Whose son is that? Pope Alexander the Sixth. And that's in the Vatican Church, man. So you have many examples of them making themselves as God or making them of something in the temple of the Lord, right? But that damn Vatican is a defiled place, right? So back to Revelations, the 16th chapter, verse 14. For they are the spirit of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty, right? Right, let me keep going. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment. What is that garment? Matthew 22, a spiritual garment. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Truly, it is the Rakak Wadash, right? Because that's for us, you know, that the Lord has given to the believers, you know. The ones that truly believe is given that Rakak Wadash. This is how the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. And if you subject to a prophet that is teaching 100% truth, guiding you in the doctrine of the Lord, right, you have the Rakak Wadash in you. You women that's either married to the men of the Lord, hey, Jacob, trouble come. Y'all that grow into this faith, right, the Rakak Wadash is upon you to draw you into this faith, to apply it within your life, to be aware, to be watching, to always observing, let alone to remove yourself from the likeness of this world, right? So again, that's that garment. He said, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. What is that nakedness? That sin. Going back to Eve and Adam and Eve. That nakedness was seen. You go to Limitations, which it talks about the whole 12 tribes. Our nakedness was seen in the midst of the nation. Judah, the 5th chapter, verse 21. If we are in sin or if we are in error, it will be our ruin and the nations can overcome us. This is why we're still at the bottom and still low. The number one power the children of Israel have dealing with the elect is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This right here is our source of power. You know, our weapons, our weapon of warfare is not carnal. It's a spiritual weapon. Ephesians 6 and 17, which is this word. This is even more why the beast system is against the elect. Because they count on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? Verse 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in Hebrew, the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. You see it in the scripture, Armageddon. But it's Armageddon, right? And that goes into World War III, right? So even before these bombs drop, that flood is coming, that affliction, right? You got to know every video that brothers do, it doesn't matter if it's a motivating video, stay focused, keep reading or teaching or prophecies or parables or dark sayings, right? Or the secrets that's, revealed through the scriptures or the name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, you are a target. You are a target. Yahushua said he was a minister, but he did not come to be ministered unto, right? The Lord is building up ministers who are learning under the feet of the prophets, and the Lord is moving you to go teach this word, teaching in truth. Now, you go on this TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you'll find people teaching Shabba Dabba Ding Dong. There's a verse that I'm going to get, Everything is against the true ministry. Everything is against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Everything is against the elect. And we're going to read that St. John 15 and 18. It all goes back to the world hated Yahweh Shai first. And if we abide in him, we're going to be hated. Now, it might not look like it, but it is. Ever since this truth been growing, since from Abba Bibbins all the way down to Apostle Tahar and so on to where we at now, more Christians and other so-called religions speak about Hebrew Israelites. It been growing, even though they've been doing it, it been growing even more. Now you got the Christian church saying Yahweh or Yeshua or Yahweh Shai. Before, they was just Jesus, Jesus, stumping the feet. Is becoming a problem because we're getting close to that fourth quarter clutch, right? And again, it said in verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, and they're working their miracles with this technology, making new vacuum vacuums, making new sea biscuits, right? For your kids that go to school, you got to get this new sea biscuit, right? You get a certain medical job or a certain job. Let me see what kind of shots you got. Let me see if you got the sea biscuit. We're in a experiment. We're in the beast system. And they want to hold you down as much as they can from left, right, trigger, trigger, square, square. And if you can't see it, you are blind. Right? The Lord gave you eyes and a lot of y'all can't perceive it. The Lord gave you 2 ears and a lot of y'all can't hear. Like you'll hear somebody teaching, but you can't get it. And it's not you, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that this ministry is so special that everybody can't get it. You know? So again, the 3 unclean spirits like frogs, most people can't understand it, and it's beautiful for the teachers that we do have. The 3 unclean frogs is the Vatican, right? Rome, the Roman Catholic Church, which is the false prophet. You have the military might, which is DC in the United States. And then you have the financial part of this unclean spirit, like a frog, which is London, right? Where the so-called elites establish their financial system. And it all stems to their capital. Where is the capital? The capital is in the United States. Shalom, shalom to the Akwat Naya So Yasharala, Yahabach Mashai Brakatham, right? And to anybody else in here of the same faith, Shalom, Yahabach Mashai Brakatham. Lord, when you edified again, this flood is about to come. Another point why I'm bringing this out is because, you know, being at work, oh snap, don't want to mess up the charger. Being at work, came across this article and a video on YouTube about like 2 videos. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's okay. I think I know which one this is. That is. May 7th, and it's 2 YouTube videos that came out. Pakistan to avenge India's missile strikes. Calls it act of war on the brink of wider conflict. Now, a lot of y'all is chilling. A lot of y'all is slipping. A lot of y'all is slacking, tacking, flacking, doing the Dougie, whatever you doing. And this stuff going on overseas, and everybody on this side that say, well, I'm an Israelite, I'm in the truth. A lot of y'all are moving like you are comfortable. You know? A lot of y'all are moving like you guys are super comfortable. When you got time off and you're not giving your time to watching videos, some people is, oh, I'm here, and then the next minute they gone. Some people might hear you teach, they might give you a shalom, and I don't know everybody. I don't see what everybody doing, but it is people really doing this because they did this back in old. History merely repeating itself. It's not, this video is not to put the fear of man on you, but to put the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You have to desire to be of the elect, right? I think the brother had put the other day, let me see, I think this is it. Let me see if this is the one. Maybe it's First Peter's 3:10. Dang, I forgot which one it is. Is it 4? Yeah, I forgot which one it was. 2 Peter 2:10. Is it First Peter 2:10? Salaki family. I forgot which one it was. Is it First Peter 1:10? Salaki, I'm trying to look for this verse that this brother put the other day. It's in my head now. Yep, got it. This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10 in the NLT. It says, "So dear brothers and sisters, work hard to prove that you are really among those God has called and chosen. Do these things and you will never fall away." Right? You should every day be trying to work hard so you don't fall away. Right? I can't get enough. Like through this, of course, I was tired at work, and regardless, even if I go home the time I leave work or right now, I'll still sit there and still be up, watching to see notifications, hearing a video, putting my mind on meditating on something, or I'm watching something spiritual. I won't go right to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because the number one thing that we consist of is work, sleep, and shit. I'm not about to just sit here and just let my day just be, I'm going to work for Esau. I'm going to be up. I'm going to do my best. And then get home and just be tired when I can either put myself into reading, force myself to reading, or I can, put myself in a zen where the sound is nice and clear. I can get into my mojo. And then if the spirit moves me, I can do a recording, or I could do a live. Every last one of us. This is not just me. I ain't nobody. Everybody should be trying to work hard to everybody should be working hard to prove that you are really among those that God, that Yahweh Shema Shai has called in this thing. This is about pleasing Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You can't please me with nothing. But yes, it put a smile on a brother or sister face when you saying the name of the Lord. I know that's one thing I definitely love when I see brothers and sisters saying Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, like actually saying his name, especially brothers that's teaching, and when they read, they say Yahweh Shai. You don't hear them say that damn earth pig name. That is a good feeling. Then when you see brothers bringing out the same understanding, you like, wait, hold on. Then a brother giving out double honors, that feels good, because you want to be in no division when it comes to teaching this thing. Right? You want to be in order, right? You want to have structure in this thing, because the Lord is watching us. While this system, while the beast is trying to make his final move, final fatality, the Lord is observing who is getting themselves ready. Because all the Lord got to do is make that motion, whatever he going to do in the spirit, and Esau is going to be doing the move of the Lord on the left-hand side, even though he might not even know that he's doing it. And if any one of y'all was not taking this serious and trying to work hard to prove yourself unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to get cut off guard. But guess what? That's what you get. Well, what they call it, Russian roulette. A lot of y'all is playing around, right? You'll say that this is real, but your actions is showing that it's not real to you, because this is a life and death matter. Every moment, like when I was reading in Jeremiah, the 26th chapter, all through Jeremiah and multiple different books within this beautiful Bible, you see the prophets is always coming forth to prophesy unto the children of Israel. Let me give you this, right? Because I'm just bringing that up. When you go to Jeremiah, the 26th chapter, verse 12, it says, "Then spake Jeremiah unto all the prince and to all the people, saying, Yahweh sent me to prophesy against this house and against this city all the words that ye have heard." Right? Jeremiah 28:8. The same thing that Jeremiah is doing, prophesying against a kingdom, a people, evil, pestilence, war. We're doing the same, and a lot of those things we prophesy is to the 2/3 of the Israelites. Good benefits for the elect, and then judgment to the other nations. This is what this ministry consists of. You're prophesying to the nations, your nation, all the other nations, and Esau as being the head of all these heathens, being the head wicked of all the earth. We're prophesying against y'all. And for Jake, that's you 2/3. Every time we bringing out lessons, a lot of y'all, the Lord put you in, made you sign line niggas or act like you in this truth. And every time brothers is teaching, most of y'all that are 2/3, what we're bringing out is against you. Because when this flood come, you 2/3 is going to get it the worst. Y'all gonna take this MOTB. Jacob Trouble is gonna be on your ass. Like, it's gonna be so terrible for you. Another thing happened last night that I came across that the brothers was talking about. Two people, I'd seen 2 videos today after I got out of work. 2 videos, 2 Jakes, excuse my language, did the great thing to grown men in the subway. They just took it. One died later on. I think he was a little older of age, and then some other person. They just took that thing. It was either 2 ways: you gonna give it or I'm taking it. Jacob Trouble is going to be terrible for the 2/3. And anybody acting and you just think you go, yeah, I am the elect, you think you good, the Lord got something planned for you. It's even scary. Some of you women that you could either seem like you the first girl or the second girl, the Lord would have that thing turn around and it would turn up to an upset. And them children would be saved because they the children of the father, whoever they may be. And you might be a 2/3. You know? You might get mishandled. You might be removed. So you got to know that the Lord is watching us, man. Don't take these videos lightly, right? Get on it, get on it, get on it. Verse 14, it says, as for me, behold, I am in your hand. Do with me as seemeth good in me unto you. But know ye for certain that if ye put me to death, ye shall surely bring innocent blood upon yourselves and upon the city and upon the inhabitants thereof. For of a truth Yahweh have sent me unto you to speak all these words in your ears. Now, don't it say in the gospel, you know, your foes are going to be those of your household? So anybody that comes against the men of the Lord or the ones that are faithful to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you are putting your hands to innocent blood. If you go snitch to the magistrates, to the people of the government, the system, oh, that's the one that be teaching, oh, those the ones that say the Hebrew Israelite, oh, they didn't take the MOTB. Any one of you run your mouth on the righteous, you have been marked. And I'm telling you, yo, you're going to. Judas did what he did. He was marked, and the man couldn't even live with himself and went and killed his own self. You know, you got some phonies like in Acts, the children of Sakiva, where they were casting out spirits, doing the exorcist, and they said in the name of Yahushua that Paul teaches, that same spirit that they was casting out went upon them, and they ran out the house butt naked. So with some of you brothers that say in the name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, and you ain't serious, you gonna get it, which, Lord willing, we're gonna be bringing those verses out later too. Right? We're going to bring it out. KJV, NLT. We're going to smother this, man. Every lesson, anybody not doing their part is through the Spirit is marked. If you're not getting yourself ready, right? So let me drop down because I want to get this one point, right? Because if Jeremiah is prophesying unto them the judgment of this city and so-called of other nations, and they want to bump up against him, guess what? The Lord sent other prophets to do the same thing. This is verse 18. It says, Micaiah the Morathite prophesied in the days of Hezekiah king of Judah, and spake to all the people of Judah, saying, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, Zion shall be plowed like a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house as the high places of the forest. Did Hezekiah king of Judah and all Judah put him to death? Now again, Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. The same thing. Remember, history merely repeats itself. The Lord got the prophets, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the teachers, the pastors, the bishops of this truth doing the same thing and teaching on a way higher level. We in the end time right now. Because when you look at Daniel the 7th chapter, what beast are we in? If you say the fourth beast, what part? You would have to say Daniel the 7th chapter, verse 8. We in the little horn part. The little horn is the last beast, part of the fourth beast. This is the last go round, right? Rome fell. What is it? Revelations the 20th chapter. Yahushai put him down into the pit, which is in Europe, in the caves, right? For that 1,000-year period, and then they rose again and was rebuilding the desolate places. And look what we got now. Rome is back. They were wounded, right? They were wounded. Revelations 13, it says that it was wounded and then it healed. We're in this beast that is healed. This is Rome 2.0. They just got, a lot of y'all just think stuff is sweet because you got a cell phone, you got a car, you can travel the seas, all these other things, but you don't have the eye to understand you are in a system. Driver's license, freaking passport. Now you got to have a flight license or ID. Who made up these laws and orders, right? These people out here fishing, they got to have a license to fish. And fish make babies, man, they fruitful in that water. And you got to have a license to fish. That is crazy. Right? What it was, limitations. They say something in limitations. This is Limitations, the 5th chapter, verse 4. It says, we have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold to us. Right? You have to pay for water. You have to pay for water. Our wood is sold unto us. Go get a fireplace. You go into a store to buy wood. Oh, no, brother, I got my own land. Guess what? You pay for that land, right? And you get taxed on it. Everything that the Lord made so many trees on this earth. The Lord is so much water over here. You're paying your oppressors for water. You're paying your oppressors and these heathen for hair that either got cut off somebody else's head. That's a lot of us got that from the Egyptians, right? A lot of y'all women was wearing your natural dang hair. Now you got brothers getting lock attachments, somebody else's hair or fake hair. Y'all women wearing lace fronts. As soon as a man say something about you wearing a lace front all the time, oh yeah, because you broke. But you call yourself a bad woman, but you're fake. You wearing all that damn cake makeup. You're not confident. Most women, it's not saying that you can't wear makeup, but if a woman caking up herself double, it doesn't matter if you like makeup or not. To really be honest, if you put all that makeup away from your face, how you already look, you don't like how you look. Insecure. You hiding your natural hair and oh, my hair go past my shoulders. How many times do you wear lace fronts and wigs throughout 30 days? Oh, for 22 times out the month. You know what I'm saying? In the ancient world, you outside of being in captivity, you was happy with you. We're in the beast system, and we could go in mad different angles just to show how they broke us down, man. Jake, they go through so much that we truly rely on smoking weed or a blunt. Back then, when we had a problem, we was really going to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Drinking was recreational, like, yo, I'm about to go drink. Yes, you had problems, you would drink, and then you get sober right away. But as soon as a small problem come, brothers gotta drink, brothers gotta smoke. You know? Back then, when you lost a loved one, you were mourned, I believe, 7 days, right? And then keep it moving. You still had emotions, you know? We counted on the Lord. But we depend on all these outlets. This system, bro, we are in the beast system, man. They got us hooked. And brothers is prophesying this to their people, and they get offended. You don't got a spiritual eye to be like, yeah, that is true. It's women putting lace fronts, wigs, weave in a fit 5-year-old daughter, 6-year-old daughter, 7-year-old daughter. So now when she get older, wigs and weaves. You take that from her, then she gonna cry like she a grown-ass woman. We putting makeup on our daughters. You're allowing your children to wear less clothes. Now your daughter is already becoming a grown woman. This system is hella messed up. And Jake, they swallowed you up like TD Jakes, man. Swallowed you up. Brothers, men don't even want to work now. Brothers don't even want to work. They want to get the easy route. I want to sell drugs, bro. I was in that same mentality. Lazy. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, yeah, all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. Right? To live godly is going to be separate from the world. Yes, for a man is going to have, most cases, worldly friends, because he's going to be symbolic to Yahushai and shine his light. But his real bond is with people like-minded, trying to seek and grow in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? Most women don't have the strength to be connected to people in the world, because most of the time a woman is not truly thinking of the Lord or thinking of scriptures the same way, where they can see something is wrong with a sister and you still around her. And it's not saying that you can't be around, but are you protecting yourself when you're around them? That's why I use the reference that men is way different than women when it comes to this thing. But you have to know you're going to suffer in this thing. You're going to suffer that your family, your friends not getting this. You're going to suffer that you got to work a lot. Like, I'm at work and I see my brother, either my brother leg or his back hurting, my feet hurting, but they want you to give 100%. Brothers, you've seen brothers working so official and they getting laid off. Suffering many angles, but when this flood come, it's going to be a suffering for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai on a way another level. Because if I'm working a job and this is to provide for my household, you know, a man is not providing for his household is worse than an infidel. But to suffer for the Lord is different. Like when you at camp for an hour, 2 hours, and you standing in one spot, your feet hurt. That's a good suffering, you know. You try to do a lesson and you in the house and the kids making noise, right? Then you go outside, you doing a lesson, guess what? You press record, but it said it didn't record. You know what I'm saying? Somebody messing up your video, it's freezing, it cuts off. But we're going to have a physical suffering on this side. The famine of word is going to come, right? And Jake, you're going to have to like be more, probably most likely more closed off in your household, because it's going to get real where you ain't going to even want to go outside. People are going to be going to and fro looking for the word. So what does that verse mean? That means we ain't going to be making moves outside, man. Let's get that in Zechariah. Wait, what is it? Amos, Salaki. I said the wrong book, Salaki. Don't go to Zechariah. Please don't go to Zechariah. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but hearing the word of God. Hearing the word of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. So all your friends, your families, your cousins, if right now they're not using this word and trying to hear it, When this time come, they're gonna be trying to look for those that are teaching the word, that got the truth. And it just said, that joint just said, they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it. So even your cousin, your mom, your niece, your nephew, if they wasn't trying to get it now, when the famine of the word come, they're going to try to look for you, look for those that's teaching, and won't find it. None of us can save anybody, man. If you not getting it now while things is in motion, it's over, bro. It's over. Like the gospel say, some of the harlots and the Pharisees, the Pharisees or the publicans, the harlots and the publicans gonna get saved before you, right? Because some of them, the Lord already knowing in their heart at the time where they gonna actually grow in faith in this thing. But some of y'all other ones that the Lord just knew that you was waiting for the last minute intentionally, no, I'm gonna just wait. Let me get things in order. You're going to be looking for the men of the Lord, people you knew, family member or somebody down the street. You're going to be trying to look for them and you won't even find them. Who's to say that they might even be, you might know where they live and they might not even be in that house, you know? Or you could be knocking on the door and how hectic it is outside, they ain't opening up that door. Look right through the peephole. Oh, snap, that's that brother right there. So guess what? You ain't opening the door for him. Because all this time where this motion was at, you wasn't asking questions. I'm telling you, it's scary hour. It's right now. Brothers is doing, I know it's another brother doing a live. I know one of the elders. I know Pastor Tahir doing something. I know Pastor Gabar is doing a lesson on Elder Yashawamba or Gabar, Amawan, Gabar, Asher, Samuel Wale, Yarmayan, the brothers from GMS, Rochester, the brothers from GMS, Mississippi. Brothers is doing something right now. And a lot of y'all just, ignoring it. When we are removed off them streets and our mouth is dumb like Ezekiel and Zacharias, John the Baptist father, y'all gonna be looking and y'all not gonna get it because the Lord already knew that you was waiting for the last minute. You know how some of them women that be trying to get ready at the last minute, then you be like, nah, never mind, I don't want to do it. Telling you, the men of the Lord, man, a lot of y'all think this is a game, man. A lot of people really think this is a game. Just like what the Lord did to Noah. Let's read that. Let me look this up real quick. I'm getting Genesis, the 7th chapter. Let me see if I want to read a few verses up. Like, this is what we about to read right now. Me and the brothers, we was talking about it. I believe that this is going to be scary. I believe this is going to be scary. So this is Genesis, the 7th chapter. The point is verse 16. It says, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day where all the fountains of the great deep broke up, and the windows of heaven were open, talking about the firmament, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the self-same day enter Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. This is the elect. Noah symbolically is a savior, and the children are the elect, because that's where the repopulation or the descendants is coming out their loins. It says, they and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creepy thing and creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah unto the ark. 2 and 2 of all flesh were in, is the breath of life. And they that went in, male and female of all flesh, as God has commanded him. And Yahweh shut him in. Right? Yahweh shut him in. Right? And hey, that's basically it. Yahweh shut him in. Being in the flesh, you hearing babies crying, women. Who's this? Noah could have probably opened the door. Yahweh Shai said, Lord, let this cup pass over me, but let it be your will and not mine. So in the flesh, he said, man, let this cup pass over me. But of course, Yahweh Shai knew that he came here to do the Father's will. The Lord shut Noah in. He could not open that door. When this grace period, this favor door is closed, mercy door closed, you can't get in. It's over. Finito. Going back to that First Peter that we just read, for 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10 in the NLT. So dear brothers and sisters, work hard to prove that you really are among those God has called. The Lord only called Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons and their 3 wives. In chosen, do these things and you will never fall away. They didn't fall. They did not fall away to the end to fulfill the purpose of the Lord to be fruitful and multiply. And all the nations came through the loins of Shem, Japheth, and Ham. First, it was Noah because the Lord was looking at Noah. So what do we got to do on this side? Work hard to prove that we really are among those God has called and chosen, man. This is why your desire should be of the elect. That's why the elder apostle Great Mills always say, we not making ourselves of that number like Paul, what we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we're hoping. And really, sheep on the other side should be able to see your movement. Yeah, that brother want to be, man. Yo, you a man of the Lord, man. You should be able to, brothers should be able to see your faith, your desire for this, the desire for Yahweh Shem Shai, your desire to please the Lord. Because that's what it's about, trying to please Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? Let's go to this other one in Sirach 33 that I want. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2 and one against another. The Lord set this thing up, man. Right? The wicked against the righteous, the elect against the elite, right? Even the elect against the ungodly or the sinners of their own nation. You 2/3 is up to no good. And when that spirit hits you, I believe is in Wisdom of Solomon, you gonna be wanting to afflict the poor. You even got Sirach 13th chapter, where when the rich fall, everybody want to help them up, but when the poor is down, some of y'all want to step on them. And some of those are Jake, right? You had Kanye West where he had his little moment. Why he wasn't confident in this truth, right? Now he want to say that Yahweh Shai let us down. He say Jesus let him down. Himself Jesus. Jay-Z, everything that's not for this truth is truly against this truth. Judas, he's an example. He was walking with Yahweh Shai. That is somebody that's in this thing and they not serious. The Lord know in your heart, but he allowed you in this thing and you're going to be exposed. Probably during or when the falling away come, man. I mean, not the falling away, but when the famine of the word come. A lot of you little fake men and women that's in this thing, a lot of y'all are going to be exposed. You truly are not in this thing. You are the example of multiple people that acted like they was of this faith and they really wasn't. Some of you men are the ones that was asking Peter, yo, let me buy that Holy Spirit from you, man. Let me buy the Rakak Wadash from you. Right? This is a scary thing, man. So let's get into this point. This is 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, starting at verse 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and shall feed them that are exhausted with things offered unto idols. And that new modern day idol is the MOTB. right? Because in order for us to eat, because it says, and shall feed them that are exalted with things offered unto idols. When this new system come, how are you going to be able to eat and drink? How are you going to be able to do the things that you want to do? Taking this charagma. And those that don't, if you making a decision not to take it, and then it actually come to pass, and then you don't take it, you are going to be a problem to this beast system. Can you handle that burden on you? You saying no to their system, right? This is Revelations, the 13th chapter. And sidebar, to anybody teaching this is spiritual and sin, you're wrong and you're off. What is you seeing outside? What is you seeing today? Like, for real, y'all more blind than some of my kids and ladies in my household. Maybe y'all need 2 pairs of glasses. How, like, y'all can't see this, but it's not y'all. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai blinding a lot of y'all. So this Revelations 13, verse 16, he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. M-A-R-K, this is in the Greek, in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell, that no man might buy or sell any transaction, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the beast. I mean, you can read it in the NLT. He required everyone, small and great. This is this beast system, right? Esau himself, that's really moved and orchestrated by the juju beings, right? Esau that is moved with these 3 defiled, unclean spirits: the Vatican, the DC military might in America, and London, the financial system. He required everyone, small and great, from high to low, little high, little low, little hey, little no. Probably said it wrong, but everybody high and everybody low, rich and poor. It doesn't matter if you homeless. It doesn't matter if you in jail. Free and slave, right? To be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. Most people in jail can't even vote. When this system come out, you in jail, you gonna do it, because just like in jail, you get that thing on your hand to identify who you is. Back then, they used to tell you what nationality you was. The last time I was in jail, they said they changed it. It's only 2 nationalities from what I know. The last time I was in, they could have changed it. They could have changed it. I'm just making that clear. They could have changed it. But the last time I was in jail, it was 2 nationalities that you could be, either white or black. So, hey. But it says to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, but it's really in. The way that technology is now is going to be inserted in. Donald Duck just made he said he's trying to push to make semiconductors in the United States, and instead of going to foreign countries, to make microchips for missiles, for peacemakers, for trackers, right? They just said the IRS wants to stop using paper Social Security and go to digital Social Securities. Through the secret, from what we got in these prophecies, the Lord is already letting us know that this system, with John the Revelator seen in the vision, that this system is going to make their miracles with their technology, which they already been doing. No one could buy or sell anything without that mark. Again, no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name, which is high psi stigma in verse 18. IUIC, you was saying that it was sin or it was spiritual. Now y'all said something else. Now y'all saying it's the digital. Now y'all trying to teach that it's digital. Anybody that's watching brothers teach, anybody that's not coming to say, hey, I was wrong, I said it was sin and spiritual, but now I'm saying it's a digital system. Brothers should be trying to correct themselves and say, hey, I spoke out of turn, I slipped a tongue when I did this, because now a lot of these phony fakes is going to say that they was teaching it physical. No, they haven't. So from verse 16 to 18, this is a physical mark. When you go into Charagma, it tells you a stamp or a badge of servitude to the Antichrist. Many Antichrists, but Esau as being the head anti-Hamashiach, right? In verse 18, when you go into the number 666, it is high size stigma. That is a Greek term. When you go look it up on Homology online dictionary, it goes into a prick, a mark, a tattoo, something punctured. Come on, man. And we have is videos out, especially in Sweden. Most people use palm or recognition or face recognition to buy stuff. Jeff Bezos, he said, because I know we use phone things, but you have certain places that he wants to do palm reading. You even have Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos that just dropped billions of dollars on semiconductors. Like they drop money to make microchips. Now, hey, that's just a microchip, bro. You have to know microchips are in multiple things: a cell phone, TV, your car. So you can't look at it in a way, nah, that's impossible. But drug dealers can't be tracked with money. Strippers can't be tracked with paper money. All of us, the money trail that you have with paper cannot be tracked. Now, they can somewhat track your bank account because it's in a bank account, but it's still fraud with that. So they want to make a digital device that they can track where you going, where you at, how much money you got. They're leveling up because why? Technology is that miracle, right? You got Jake walking around with VRs. Oh, I'm on my phone. I'm watching TV, and y'all can't think that a mark can't be physical. And you seeing Jake do this? You seeing smart cars driving off of a damn battery? This is the damn near Jetsons, man. Cars can go from driving on the road to going in the water. Technology, man. You flying a plane, they using radar. Everything mostly around us is used by technology. So again, Second Ezra is the 16th chapter, verse 38, when it goes into shall feed them that are exhausted with things offered unto idols. That is going into that charagma of this age. I'm about to check something real quick. Let me see this G and T real quick. Let me see what it says right here. Okay, in the G&T, Second Ezra 16, verse 68 says, a vast mob of people is ready now to descend on you. And this is really going into Esau, because when we keep reading verse 71, going to say they're going to be mad men. When you go into the Maccabees, Antiochus Epiphanes became a madman. It says, and devour you like flames. They will drag some of you off and force you to eat pagan sacrifices. So when you go into Maccabees, people were forced to eat pork. When you go to Eleazar in 2 Maccabees 6, they told him to fake like he was eating pork, and he spit it out. People were forced to eat pork. The 7th chapter, they were torturing those 7 kids and killed the mother in the end and tell them, man, just eat pork. I'll make you a friend of the king. So what Esau is not going to use a pig on this side, because they put in pork and unclean food in either your medicine, your hairbrushes, your toothpaste, right? A lot of things that we might use, they put in unclean. And some women that got eyelashes, y'all got rodent hair in the eyelashes. Go look them up, right? Y'all got rodent hair, however they manufacture it. Some of those eyelashes got rodent hair in it. But hey, don't take my word for it. So again, force you to eat pagan sacrifices in this modern age, you're going to be forced to take this MOTB. Right now, before I keep reading that Second Esdras, let's just read this in Revelations Not Revelations 14, because that's the Lord's judgment. If you take it, you're going to be consumed by the lake of fire. But Revelations 20 is going to show you being murdered. Revelations 20 and 4, it says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. So John the Revelator is seeing this vision. And judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai and for the word of God, which have not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received the mark on their forehead or their hands. Right? And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So first, the beginning part has to happen before the reign with Yahushai. And of course, being with the chariot and then coming back down. But first is those that's going to get martyred for the witness of Yahushai, the word of God, which didn't worship the beast or his image, or did not receive the mark in their forehead or their hands. Not all of the elect is getting martyred, but some of the elect are going to get martyred. This is going into what we just read, that you're going to be forced to eat the pagan sacrifice. You're going to be forced to take this new system. And people like, no, man, brother, history merely repeats itself. Instead of forcing you to eat pork, which they naturally do. A lot of y'all go check some of y'all food. Sometimes you'll see some of your food say beef, and you look at the ingredients, it got pork in it. Slim Jims, beef and pork. Right? They're freely putting unclean animals in the food that we eat. So on this side, they're not about to force you with pork, because Judith the 5th chapter, verse 20, if our people are in error, they can ruin us. They're gonna overcome us and ruin us. So all they've been doing was searching the earth how to keep us in sin. They got this porn system, how to keep you in sin. You know? So they're not going to use pork on this side. They're going out with a bang, and it's going to be through their technology. Right? We dissecting that. I know it's another one in here too. It's another one. Maybe it's in... No, see, that's what Yahweh gonna do. Revelation 16 and 2. This is what's gonna happen to anybody that take that charagma. It says, and the first went and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast upon them which worship his image. So especially we talking about the 2/3, because the elect they not gonna even come close to it. But you 2/3, any one of you that take this is gonna fall a noisome and grievous sore upon any one of y'all that take this charagma. So your mom, your cousin, your niece and nephew, if they not gravitating to this, they most likely taking it. Any one of our family members that love money, and you try to tell them, they try to ask you one thing about this. Soon as you say, okay, that's enough, they most likely taking that thing. Guess what? Yo, what is it? What's that thing called? Radiation. Because a lot of electronics, things that have those type of electronic devices, bring forth radiation. iPhones, go look it up. iPhones bring more radiation than a microwave. You can't even take your battery out of the new age phones now, but it's bringing forth radiation. Right? Most electronics bringing forth radiation. Your car. That's why you don't leave your car just running on forever, even though the fumes and all the other stuff, but radiation. You know? And there's other things that they do to Wi-Fi, bringing forth radiation. When something is hot, like your game system, your phone, certain things, that joint is giving off radiation. Even when you use it, radiation. When it's charging, radiation. When your smart car is charging, radiation coming off of that. And some of these sores is going to give some of y'all cancer. You know, technology is a dangerous thing especially where everything is used off of technology. Those things is not good. Those things is not full natural. But the chariots of the Lord, those is living beings in Ezekiel 1 and 2. But these electronics that we're using are not living beings, right? They're connected to a source. And even though you charging your phone for them things to move, give you images and all those things, something is feeding those things. And imagine that in your body. That's not good for your body. You know? So anybody taking this, you're gonna get a sore on that body. Then you got the Revelations 14, 9, and 10. Y'all gonna have y'all gonna be in that lake of fire, and the angels and the heavenly Father gonna watch you be consumed. Right? So back to second Esdras. Lord willing, y'all understood that. The 16th chapter, verse 69. And they who do not applaud them shall be held in derision, mocked, and trodden under foot by them. For then shall be great insurrection. Right? And this is it's gonna go into that martial law. And even civilians is gonna be against the government, but the government has, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be terrible in that day against the neighboring cities because of them that fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So all this is initially happening because of those that fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And your whole life, everything, and for any other nation, everything consists because of the children of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, really talking about the elect on this side. Everything consists, everything is revolved around them. Right? 71, it says, they shall be like mad men, sparing none to abduct and hide them that still fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. What captive? Who runs the world? What did Beyonce? Who runs the world? They said girls. No. It might be a woman, in the circle of the elites, but it's just Esau as general, and it's men. The Lord said he ruleth in the kingdom of men, right? The U.S. is the only nation on the earth that has a military footprint in all countries. The stars is where all the United States military footprint. You can go look it up for yourself. Go look up all the other countries of might. Look up all the other countries that have nukes, and go look up their military footprint. And I bet you will not find no nation that has this amount of footprint in all countries. All countries. So they're going to be mad men. They're going to be abducting anybody that they can put their hand on. If you're not trying to take this system that they pushing, you're going to be dealt with. Right? That's why, what do the Lord say in the gospel? Pray that your flight is not in the winter or on the Sabbath, because you're going to want to flee. It's going to get real. Let's keep reading. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So they're going to be looking for those that fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They looking for Marquand. Marquand, you ain't nothing. You are a low-level individual. They not looking for Lakeisha. They not looking for Lebret. They are looking first for the elect men. And even you women of the faith, you are a problem too, but the Lord gonna be moving you around, right? Any woman that's evolved, connected to the men of the Lord, regardless if this is a teacher, your husband, your brother, if you are following this truth and you under that man, connected close to him, you're going to be tested. You're going to be attacked and targeted too. For real. And I'm not even saying single women, because in that day, you women are going to be so humble. You going to be a coulda, shoulda, woulda. I need to get him. And none of y'all women going to have that argument mentality. You going to connect. If it's 7 women around him, you want to be in the end. And a lot of women want to get so prideful and get big-headed. I'm telling you, the elect lady, y'all going to get y'all common sense, and all that shit is going in the trash. Because when any empire fail, women and children, starting with the women and the daughters, you were spoiled. You were goods. And they were taking those goods. Women, children, food, whatever they can get. Because you women, you can be sold. Like, hey, yo, look, let me get that loaf of bread. I'll give you this woman. She fresh meat. She clean. Look, she thick a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She got a nice mouth on her. A lot of y'all women might think things could. Go look in history, man. Go look in history. Let me give you one real quick. Let's go to the book of limitations real quick. And they be like, man, why y'all get on the you gotta know y'all are a women. Y'all don't know in the ancient world, women were the spoils. And you can even go into the law, man. When a nation was overtaken in Jericho or whatever the Lord was letting you take, the women were part of the spoils. And the young women. Wait, when Benjamin did that gang rape to that girl, and then they got into a fight with Israel, nobody wanted to give up their daughters. They went to a certain city, and there was girls there. Young ladies, young damsels. Hey, give them to the Benjamites so they can plant their seed. Them women didn't bump up against them, because back then it was natural for a woman to want a husband and to have a child. Women didn't want to be single. Back then, it was real deal Holyfield back then. You was living way different. In this system, you got different laws, right? Where we can't function the way we did back then. So this is Limitations, the 5th chapter. In verse 11, it says, they ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the city of Judah. They ravished. You go into that word ravish, they graped. They humbled her. They took that monkey, man. They took that taco and stuffed some beef in there or some lamb or whatever the hell they had going on. Women are the spoil, right? Or women are the goods, right? If the Lord didn't have, especially when the Israelites, when he told Saul to kill all the Amalekites, he said kill man, woman, child, cattle, oxen, kill them all. This man he allowed the men to take some of the oxen or the cattle and left the king. But the Lord said kill them all. Now, it's times where the Lord would tell you to take spoil. Rahab, she said, hey, they said, leave the red little flag or curtain out your window. So when Israel come through Jericho, we won't touch you. Guess what? She was preserved, and Israelite man laid with her, man. She was part of so-called a possession or a good in the land. She was a part of a spoil, you know? So again, 2nd Esdras, and let me get another one. 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, in verse 19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. When you go into Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the 36th chapter, when it says, I think verse 24, when a man get a wife, he get it for possession. Go into the word possession, a possession can be a good. So you're going to even have your neighbors, Tyrone, Tyler, that's next door or down the street. He going to be bumping on that door. And guess what? Especially if you not one of the elect men and your wife not a elect woman, he going to bum rush your house, and he said, he shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. He's going to put, excuse my French, but I ain't speaking French. He's going to put his rod in that woman. And this is only dealing with 2/3 is going to get it worse, because no elect lady, the Lord is not going to defile, right? The Lord willing, the Lord got mercy on you. But if you not making yourself available to Yahweh Shema Shah, your role on this side, trying to show that you believe in him, trying to be consistent, be committed, right? Change some certain habits, talking to you women and talking to you men, yo, you gonna get dealt with, man. Right? So back to 2nd Esdras 16, reading 72 again, it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So this is Esau. What we read was your neighbors. Esau gonna come in your house and breaking doors. You think he gonna have pity on your child or your wife when he come through? Yo, Antiochus had, these Israelites was just waiting in the cave because of the Shabbat. Man, they came and killed 1,000 men, women, and children, man. And Judas Maccabees and the other Israelites was watching. You think in this time, you gonna be spared? Yeah, freaking right. Right, verse 73, it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, because we're going to be tried too, the elect. You're going to be tried too in that time. But the ones that's not of the elect, you're going to be played around with. And it's not going, for you, it's not going to be funny at all. But through the Spirit, the Lord is laughing at your calamity, because why? It was open shop. This is open shop. He says, sell the truth and buy it not. Yes, sell the truth and buy it not. Buy the truth, sell it not. Yes, sell the truth and buy it not. Wait, hold on. I don't want to butcher that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Yeah, let me not butcher that. This is scary in a sense of, this evil that's going to come. This is Proverbs 23:23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also, wisdom and instruction and understanding. So buy the truth and sell it not. Yo, in that day, man, a lot of y'all going to be a lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda, tuda. The Lord not dealing with you 2/3. You're already done with right now. Right? Any jig, even if the trying to pursue to be elect. Sometimes I do these lessons that allow me to be edified too, so I can double myself up. This is why I move the way I move. This is why I'm stern in my household, right? And that's how I move, so that other people that's around me can grow in faith the same way, because I'm not trying to get comfortable, and I'm not about to get comfortable for anybody. I'm not about to let anybody, it's really all Yahweh Shema Shai, but I'm not letting anybody get in between what the Lord got in front of us, man. That's why he told the men, you can't love your mother, your dad, your wife, and your children more than me. You can't even love your life. The verse don't say nothing about a woman, because in that day, a woman is going to cleave to the men. The men is the example of this thing to motivate women and children. Because the man is going to, just being honest, the man has the toughest position. 144,000 have to lay their self down for this joint. We seen verses where it says men are going to be beheaded. Even if it is a woman, that thing is talking about men. When you look at the apostles was the example. Even if a woman is not really teaching like a man, going to the highways and byways, breaking down prophecies, parables, and dark sayings. You should be happy. It's easy for you. But this thing is serious. That's why you want to hope that you connected to the man of the Lord, regardless if you learn it from or if that man is your husband, or eventually the 7th or 8th woman, or however in that time those women is cleaving to those men. Y'all, you gotta make sure y'all all consistent in that faith, because now you under this man, you are a target too. Your children you look at your children is a target too, because they're under that man too. It doesn't matter if it's 1,000 children, 10, 20. Them kids under that man is a target too. Sis, you are a target too. Right? Esau is not sparing. It says, he said, verse 71, they shall be like mad men, sparing none. Men, women, or children. Let's get another precept real quick. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And I believe verse 50. It says, a nation of fierce a countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. So if these people are not caring about the people of old or young, what? The gender, what they say, the battle of the sexes, man, all of that is out the window. When this MOTB drop, when the feminine word drop, all of that battle of the sexes is gone. 2/3 women, y'all gonna still be big-headed like an airhead piece of candy. Nobody even talking to y'all. Y'all finished. Y'all fatality, right? But for you elect women, you are today, tomorrow, the next week, next month, through the Spirit, you are being humbled to fit your lot. Your lot, you gonna have to suffer in this thing too. So back to 2nd Esdras, verse 74, it says, "Here, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh Shemel Shai, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide." Now you already got the blueprint. You got the cheat code. He's already telling you you're going to be tried. He's already telling you, I will deliver you from the same trouble. Be not afraid, neither doubt, because Yahweh is your guide. Oh, should we just walk and run to the east? No, the Lord is gonna guide. And that day, if you are that number, He gonna tell you to go left, right, trigger, square, square. You know what? Go into that bandit house, because the Spirit of the Lord is gonna be moving. The men of the Lord, like right now, just through the Spirit, I believe around May 7th, which we is right now. Even in the time of the apostles back then, they was given the spirit of the Rakak Wadash in Acts the 2nd chapter. So in that day, a lot of the men of the Lord is gonna have the Spirit of the Lord is gonna be moving them. Some of them gonna be having spiritual powers, because He said, "You're gonna be doing greater things than I." We in this time where those great things is gonna be done by His elect men. Telling you, whoever you is, Lord willing, you covered, man. Lord willing, I am too. This is St. John chapter 15, verse 18. It says, "If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you." So whatever suffering you going in this thing, know that it hated Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai had to suffer, man, his was in a different lane. Who's to say me and you could have handled that? But we got to look at to his suffering and motivate ourselves. Like, man, we got to do this. Because Yahweh Shai asked the Lord, give me the same glory I had in the beginning, man. You can't even remember that glory you had. So you working for something that's eternal, the things that you can't see. 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, it speaks on that spiritual body, man. It's already made. Because when Yahweh Shai come and you get beamed up, you're going to turn in the twinkling of an eye. He already got it for you. It's already set in stone. The brother Worthy Freedom says, they not going to believe because they can't see heavenly powers. These people need to see supernatural judgment happen on a mass scale for these people to believe. Just because you said that, let's get this for you. Let's get that, because that brother just said that, and that's a beautiful point. Matthew, the 16th chapter, starting at verse 1, it says, "The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering, O ye hypocrites. Ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye discern the signs of the times?" Right? You could tell, oh, it looked like it's going to be a nice sunny little day today, a little bit of clouds. But when somebody bring out, oh, no, I don't know what that, you can't even tell the signs of the times. Better question. Are you measuring the signs of the time? Let's go to 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Again, that was a beautiful comment, statement that you said. Right? This is 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, starting at verse 1. It says, "And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself." So we have to measure this time. Now Donald Duck is in office. Measure out the time. Nobody knows the time of when Yahweh Shai coming. But look, the Yahweh Shai said in the gospel, a kingdom divided against itself shall fall. We seeing Donald Duck doing certain things that the Democrats don't want. You see some of the elites want, these group of elites want this to happen, these want that. Guess what? They're not in agreement. They're divided. Woo! It's getting close, man. They on that one ugly toe. Right? Something gotta give. Right? Where was we at? Okay, verse 2. No, continue on verse 1. It says, "When thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before." Imagine famine the word right now, and I ain't teaching you. The Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, and them in Great Millstone, they not teaching. And you know, the sincere affiliates, right? The ones of the same like mind. What if nobody teaching no more? Now you delinquent brothers might be teaching, but the men of the Lord is not teaching no more. The Lord gave that sign, no teaching. That right there is that sign. You know, but even more, we had that sign right in front of us where the men of the Lord is on the highways and byways. The Lord is really crying out to the children of the Lord. He's really crying out to the elect. And you 2/3, y'all getting the warning, but might and really don't even know it. But the sign is the men of the Lord doing these videos, right? Soon as they removed, it's over. Soon as this MOT pushed, every time you got to think of these prophecies. This is why you should, brothers and sisters should be hearing brothers bring forth prophecies. You hear law, 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 and nobody's getting you ready for the MOTB. Nobody's just speaking about the famine of the word. Nobody is speaking more about Jacob's trouble. Nobody is speaking about a kingdom divided against itself. Nobody is trying to expose Esau on every level with articles, with news events, right? Nobody is showing you that the monstrous children, these young niggas, is how they growing. Look at the state of our women, getting worse and worse. The men of the Lord is exposing all angles of the spectrum, man, right? So verse 2, it says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the Lord been doing it. Earthquakes after earthquakes. Death after death. People been going to the spirit world back to back, man. And the Lord even taking some of the, I believe, some of them brothers, man. That brother Dan Yall from Great Millstone, that brother, the last thing I seen that brother do is do a lesson. Another brother went right in the spirit world. The Lord is even giving some of the elect men that might not be able to handle the next step because of either their health or whatever he got. They in the spirit world, they at peace. And they left this thing being in the ministry. So they of that number, man. Right? But us still here, man. We still in it. We still standing in this thing right now. And you're able to see the signs. The water's turning to blood. Certain lands overseas is becoming dry. You got bombs being dropped in different areas. Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war. Yahushua is a man of war physically. He's going to come down and leap from his throne. The Lord is revealing signs, man. Right? This one, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Right? You got people complaining about the bank accounts. Right? You got people talking about tariffs. It's going to really hurt the consumers. We're the consumers. Oh, brother, I don't see it. It's because just because $1 or $3 went up, you think it's not hitting you. It's going to hit. Every day, it's going to hit. People getting laid off jobs. Just because you didn't get laid off, you still can't see that something is in the midst. I seen multiple women getting some freaking crazy breakouts because of lace fronts. Now, even lace fronts is getting tariffs on them. I bet you they giving y'all a lot of fake and chemicalized lace fronts and wigs. Shit is about to get shaky bakey. Music is not the same. Even though I'm still bumping music, women are taking heed and it's more nudity. You know? Education is getting dumber down. Man, the time, man, the Lord is visiting this place. Then shalt thou, okay, no, we read that. For as like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifested. The Lord is manifesting the end right in front of us. And what did he do in the time of old? He had people prophesying of what's to come. But if you think the Lord going to allow something to come and not allow you to hear it happen through the word of mouth, the Lord bless you. 2nd Ezra 15, he got these words on paper. Oh, man, brother, y'all always going to the Bible. Show me one book that teach you about God and say he put them in a book because they faithful and true. Show me one. I don't know any religion I came across that their God said that through a prophet, but we can go to what Yahweh Shimei Shai said through the prophet Ezra, through an angel. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. And a lot of time of the Israelites, they were writing on animal skin, papyrus, clay, stone. Now we're reading this information on paper. The Lord already setting us up for the end game. This is the true Avengers. He's setting us up for the end game. Right? I got these two last precepts and then we're gonna close. The brother says since they can't see it, they never going to believe this truth unless they are the chosen elect, a part of the 1/3 that get to make it until the kingdom. They love this queendom, right? Aqua Crystals said the signs is the rise of technology and great deception. Come on, somebody that get it, right? Technology, man, and great deception. You on point. And the person put technology first. Technology. This is the rise of technology. The black lady that made The Matrix and Terminator, she was saying though, and she made these movies way before. And she said, yo, I don't know if y'all don't know, technology is rising. I think I seen a video where she said eventually they're going to try to connect humans with technology. That MOTB. Okay, come on. The brother Worthy Freedom said, because it's going to come on these people like a thief in the night, and they're going to get caught off guard. That's like, when somebody sneak you, hit you with a jab real quick without you knowing. That's how it's going to be. It says the scriptures is looked down upon. When you talk about the scriptures around these people, it makes them uncomfortable. Yes, it makes them want to say, come on, let's bring something else out. Wait, let me roll a blunt. Or they interrupt you. Oh yeah, I believe in God, and then go to something else. This is why it's so beautiful. The Lord didn't make this for everybody. Yes. And you want to be asking the Lord to give you understanding for you to like this, right? And even if I'm teaching, when a lot of times where I'm not even teaching, I'm watching the other teachers because I'm still a student in this thing. A prophet is the spirit of the prophet is subject to a prophet. I believe I'm a prophet. It's even more, I'm bringing out prophecies. Got to be confident in this thing, and I got to be honest. I'm learning under the foot of the men of the Lord. So I would have to think that the spirit that's in me is subject to the prophets. And the more that I'm learning from them and I'm sharpening myself, I'm applying my notebook and I'm like, hold on. So he said this, let me look it up. Okay, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let me look up this word. And I'm getting the sense and I'm agreeing with it. Even if I'm agreeing by what they teaching, and then I could agree by even looking it up. Pause in the video. They even say, hey, look it up. Don't take my word for it. Pause the video, re-look them up, line them up. Oh, snap, that's crazy. He said, okay, let me go look up this info. The Lord brought me to the right teacher, right? And that's what this thing is about. You want to be prepared for what's to come. That's why the Lord set up the men of the Lord to do this heavy lifting. Now, let's get into this, and then we're going to go into these last two, and then we're going to close. So pay attention to this one, because this right here is the serious deal. This is 1 Peter chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 12 to 14 in the KJV, and then I'm going to read 14 to 19 in the NLT, right? So take this, and you can read it in the KJV and dissect it too, right? So this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12 in the KJV. It says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you, as though some strange things happen unto you, but rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering. All of this is a part of Hamashiach's suffering. When this MOTB come, this is all a part of it, especially because the elect abide. They're connected to Hamashiach Yahushai. That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. And if ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, what is his name? Yahushai. Happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. And we see this daily, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is glorified upon those that are happy, upon those that the spirit of glory of God is resting upon them. right? Now reading 14 to 19 in NLT, it says, so be happy when you are insulted for being a Christian, a follower of Mashiach Yahushai, for then the glorious Spirit of God rest upon you. If you suffer, however, it must not be for murder, stealing, making trouble, or praying into other people's affair, basically, or as an evildoer or a busybody in other men's matters. But it is no shame to suffer for being a Christian, a follower of Hamashiach Yahushai. Praise God for the privilege of being called by his name, for the time has come for judgment, and it must begin with the house, with God's household. Talking about this truth, the elite, or let's say the elect of the 2/3, is those that is in the house of God that's saying Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and they're not serious. Those are the elect. Those are the elect of the 2/3. Judas, he was the example of a 2/3. He was in this thing, but he betrayed Yahweh Shai and he got up out of here. Right? So it's some elect 2/3 that's in this thing that's coming like sheep, but they're wolves in sheep clothing. Then you have, let's see, it says judgment, it must begin with God's household. And if judgment begins with us, what terrible fate awaits those who have never obeyed God's good news. So like, say if your mother, your father, your cousin, your nieces, your homie down the street, they ain't saying the name of the Lord. They didn't walk in this truth, right? How terrible their fate awaits them that never obeyed the gospel. So you got two whammies. You got the elect of the 2/3 that knew this thing, Hebrews 6:6, that's hanging Yahweh Shai back on the cross again, right? It's impossible for them to come in this thing, but you gonna have it terrible because you had a taste of this knowledge. Second Ezra is the 16th chapter, around 64, 65. It says, in that day, your sin should be your accusers. A lot of y'all, that's the name of the Lord, and you wasn't serious, you're going to be afflicted by your own sins. And then you that wasn't obeying this thing, you going to suffer, man. It says, and also, if the righteous are barely saved, what will happen to the godless sinners? When you go into KJV, it says the righteous shall be scarcely saved. That means barely or difficultly. So that's like a nuke coming down, you seeing it, see you, and you get beamed right before it touched the ground, and many other examples. Verse 19. So if you are suffering in a manner that pleases God, keep on doing what is right and trust your lives to the Most High who created you, for he will never fail you. So guess what? Those men that's going to lay themselves down for this thing and get martyred, yo, for he will never fail you. Yes, yo, you did something that's pleasing the Lord. You was willing to die for this. Now, some of y'all that probably didn't get captured and wasn't able to die, you still are an example because you're enduring this thing. You probably got people around you and you motivating them. Come on, we got to keep doing this, right? The Spirit of the Lord is working on you where you using spiritual powers. You doing certain things. You calling on the Lord. Certain things is happening, right? Other people are going to grow more in faith. Those women are going to grow in faith. Guess what? Those most likely is going to be the elect lady. Yeah, elect child. Those most likely, those women are going to be your wives in a new body, man. Because all that, when we get this new form, is you're being new all over again. Ezekiel the 36th chapter, he said, I'm going to give you a new spirit. New means a fresh. So all the men and women going to have a fresh start, a fresh start. Your bodies that you had on earth, you're going to be new. Your body, that Karuchi, is going to be brand spick and span new. So in a time where we're established on the earth, you're going to have a baby. 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 Brothers is going to be fruitful. And ain't no, look, brothers going to be kings and priests on the earth. We're going to be in our right order. But even in the time of Jacob's trouble, men are going to be, especially the elect men, they're going to be looked at way different. And even slowly now, you got women looking at the men of the Lord different now. It's all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? Let's get this last one and we out. Right? This is Zechariah I went to the wrong one. This is Zechariah chapter 2, and we're going to read verse 7 and 8 in the KJV. It says, deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. Even going with Revelations, the 18th chapter, verse 4. Come out of her, my daughter. How do we come out of her? Yes, that's talking about spiritually and mentally, your mind, but it's really talking about getting out of here, getting beamed up. Because if you're not spiritually and mentally connected to the Lord, you ain't getting out of here. Because in Revelations 18, verse 20, the Lord said, I avenged you off of her, apostles and prophets. So verse 4 is talking about you getting beamed up. So how are we going to come out of here? Getting beamed up. So everything that you're doing on the side, make it worth it towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. Guess what? It's Jake that even touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. It's some that persecuted the prophets. So even you heathens, starting with Esau, you other nations, and you Israelites, man. You 2/3, any one of y'all speaking against the men of the Lord, the children of the Lord, or touching them any type of way, you're going to be dealt with, right? So we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Bracket the Yahweh, Bracket the Yahushai, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for allowing this lesson to be edifying. Lord willing, your sheep can take it in. And double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of great millstone who rule well and teach well through the spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same spirit, Lord willing, that you all can continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwat Young believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in faith. With that, shalom, shalom, abba, abba.